Hello YouTube, this is karacakes bringing you another PGA Tour 2K23 video. Here we are, another week. I believe it's week 6 at this point. We're going to Cades, Cove, Tennessee by Terry Grayson, one of the best designers in this game. He graces us with a beautiful course, and we get to play it. So we're going to check it out. This is going to be round 4 conditions. White tees, pin 4, medium southeast winds, firm default, so it's going to be pretty fast greens and fairly firm on the firmnesses. Noon light cloud if you care about the lighting and weather. And that's it. So this week has been a hellish week for me. I was living in that county, Moore County, that got attacked by those terrorists who knocked out the power. So that knocked out our water heater as well. We had to replace the control panel on that. So we got our power back Wednesday, and we got our water heater fixed on Thursday. So finally we're getting back to normal. It's been kind of hellish. I haven't had a chance to play anything. Today is my first day playing the game again, so expect a little rust. Anyways, as we can see, I've played this course before. I remember it. It's a really good course. Really tight fairway here. Just try to get it here. Layup if you need to. Like, the layup zone is very big. And it won't leave you too much yardage in because this will bounce and roll out a little bit. And if the wind is more at your back, it makes even more sense to play it because this is very difficult to hold if you don't hit a good tempo. You could play it for here, it should stay in the fairway. You could play it here, it should stay in the fairway. As long as you don't land it outside here-ish, you should be in the fairway. So I'm gonna put some shape into it and just hit it. My tempo is very, very up and down right now. Same with my swing plane, so we'll see how we fight through it. I'm gonna try talking a little less and just focusing on getting through it and previewing this for you all. Alright, so wind slightly in our face. Big, you have like plenty to work with. I wouldn't recommend hitting here unless you have a ball with, unless you use a spinny club, add spin. I'm gonna aim for pin high and live with what we get. We hit a little fast, but we're still in the bowl and not in a bad spot. So we're gonna hit it. As you can see, plenty of space to work with in this on this pin location. This is pin 4, so Sunday. The Sunday pins should be tight, should be tough. All right, quite uphill at the hole. Be careful not to land it with too much spin here. It might come back. If you're a little long, you have the slope to come back to. Right, so I'm gonna play it a little. I'm not even gonna de-loft it. I'm just gonna hit it straight up. Hit it a little too fast, but it should be good. Yeah. And as you can see, that's why I played it a little short, because I felt confident that it wasn't gonna come off that hill. Oh, just barely. I was confident it was gonna come down off the hill. I felt like it should be good. All right, a shorter par 5, like normal length par 5, wind not too terribly in our face. Pin tucked on the right, so the further left you are, the more of a chance you'll have in getting this on into in a place where you can eagle. As you can see, I slowed it, so we're more in the middle of the fairway, which is fine. Especially if you have distance. Like, I have a 3-iron, so I can play a 3-iron with loft here. And we should be good. Slope, wind is all taking you to the right, so make sure you aim far enough left, and you'll be good. Oh. Not taking any practice swings, we're playing kind of quickly. I'm just trying to show you all. And see what happens when we make mistakes. So when we make a mistake here, if you're here, you're probably going to need to use full spin. Remember, the shorter you land, the worse it's going to be. So we're trying to get it as far as we can. And I feel like because of the lie percentage I'm given, I need to play a flop instead. So we'll do a flop. Put some spin on it. There's a slope back here. It does come off the slope. Unfortunately, chip or flop, it seems like it was just gonna go forever. We had a really bad lie percentage. If you have a really bad lie percentage, oh, it didn't break. If you have a really bad lie percentage, your ball will not spin whatsoever. All right. Short par 4 with the wind in our face. We can't really reach unless we overpower, so choose whether you're going to overpower or not here. And just trust your balls, all right? I'm not going to overpower here. I think it's risky. I'll take the chip. This is an easy up and down. Be careful if you miss tempo too badly. There are so many bunkers you could be. You could be in the rough, like last hole. It'll be tough to stop it out of the rough. And if you short side yourself on this side, good luck getting it to stop. So know the risk of going for it. Oh, gave ourselves a chance. And we're in. We're 3 under through 4. Alright. Next hole, we get the wind at our back finally. Tighter fairway. Tough pin location because of the downhill. Past the hole. But let's see. Oh, this is not good. So this is a place where it's going to be tricky to stop the ball. You're going to need to make sure you land it short enough, hit this slope to get it to stop, run it up this slope. Couple options here. I'm going to make sure I add some spin. Play it over here because of the lie. Ah, I am having trouble hitting tempo right now. But we're still okay. And again, we have a good lie at least, so this should stop with full spin. Got the perfect. Shocker. Oh, we almost made it too. But gotta be careful. It falls off of every side of the slope. So there, you gotta be careful if you're gonna go for it. Alright, if your wind is slightly more at the back, you can kind of go for this. Because we don't have exactly the best wind for it, I would need to overpower and full loft and put some spin on it to get distance added to make it there. So that's an option, but I'm going to just play it the normal, safe way. Hit a 3-wood, get it into the fairway. This is what like most of you all should do. If you're chasing a win on round 4 and you're behind strokes and you need to make up some strokes, you can go for that with spin and loft, especially if the wind is more at your back. But I'm gonna assume if you're fighting for a win, you're probably not watching this video. You're probably good enough not to watch this video. But maybe that's a dumb assumption. It gives you a good pitch in. I messed up the tempo, so I had a longer putt, but it's fine. Again, don't be too short. There's a bit of a false front here. Make sure you get it far enough, deep enough. I'm going to put some spin, make sure it stops. We're a little slow right now, but at least it's just a little slow. There. Ooh. Alright, through the trees we must go. But not too terribly long of a par 5. I'm going to put some shape, let it ride this slope. Hopefully it gets down here into a flatter part. Looks like that's my perfect right now. Which would be perfect if I shifted my aim marker, so that's good. Alright, full shot in. Gonna put some loft on it, so wind is not fully in my face. Slope, wind, all pushing it to the right. Got the perfect. Oh, this is right on top of it. Beautiful. Hit that down slope. It's a nice, easy shot into this hole. As long as you're not too far right in the rough and get blocked by the tree, It's a fairly straightforward hole. Another hole where if you get this far enough, it's going to go down that hill and you're going to have like 100 yards in or less. So that's what we'll do. We'll go for it. We overpower it accidentally, I will add. I didn't really mean to overpower that. I was going for a 102, which is like a normal. I think a lot of people will hit 102 naturally. Slight downhill lie. The lie and the wind taking it to the right again. So same principle. We're aiming quite significantly far right or left to compensate for everything. Oh, we hit a perfect straight line and slow. Canceled out a little bit. Looks like we aimed a little too far anyways. Unless that was considered a pole, which sometimes those will be considered a pole. So that's my fault. Be careful. Don't hit it way too hard. But you do have plenty of space to work with here. Should be good. I added power to make sure it gets there. I find on these longer putts you need to add a lot of power. And sometimes you get really lucky with a bomb. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful putt. Alright, here we go. You're trying to hit it in this area. Probably a little shorter because of the firmness. Like somewhere right here. If you can hit right here-ish, you're good. Obviously to the right is death. Just going to come down here. Worst case scenario, you're short and right. You hit a slow on a right-handed golfer, and you're going to be down here, and that's rough. If you're long, at least you have like a chance at a little uphill fringe putt or chip, but we're going to aim for the right or left side of this green. Wind at our back, so we're going to take off some distance. Ah, that's too slow. And you're about to see the worst place to be on this hole. Because not only do you have to get up this slope, it's a lot of slope. And if you're any bit short, there's a chance it comes back down. So make sure you get it up there if you're here, okay? And then consult your doctor if your erection lasts longer than 4 hours. KW. I think I shorted it a little, so it might not get there, but it'll at least be there at the hole. It was a good line, so if I hit that power, maybe it goes in. Move on to the 11th. A fairly decent sized fairway compared to some of the ones we've had to hit into. But if you hit driver, you might be a little long, especially since this is going to hit the downslope if you have a shorter driver. Let's say a 295, 291, 285 driver. Going to hit this downslope and it's going to kick forward. So do you want a pitch in or do you want a full shot in? Will determine what club you pick here. Even this is a little long, I will say. Got lucky. Even this is a little long, but as you can see, 155 in. If I didn't hit that much of a slow, it would have been like 130 in. This is pretty good. And add some loft. Again, same principle. If the more right you are, the worse it's going to be for you. And if you're long, as you can see, there's a lot of red slope back there that's just going to send you off the green. Just barely slow again. That is a good shot. And as you can see, even just being slightly on the right of this hole, wanted to bring it down that slope. So the more left you are, probably the better. But obviously you will have to contend with, if you are a righty, that left side, if you fast it, you're going to be in the rough. And good luck stopping the ball out of the rough. Very drivable. And if you look at the green, it all slopes right to left. So as long as you hit it somewhere in the middle of the green, or even on the right side a little bit, you're going to have a really good second shot, or you're going to be on the green in a really good spot. So we hit it a little slow, but the wind's holding it up. And like I said, hit the middle of the green, and it's going to funnel to the left, and you're in a place where you could putt it. Beautiful. You hit it a little too hard and it would have gone off. So do be careful about the distance you get there. Hit this a little hard. But center of the cup is in the hole. And that's a hole where you should be able to get a chance at eagle. But definitely, if you don't birdie that, it feels really bad. Right, big slope in the middle. So we're going to put some shape into the slope so it doesn't kick into the rough. Obviously, you could just aim right here. And you might be safe with a little bit of shape. The more left you are, the more slope you're going to have to worry about. So do keep that in mind. Watch out for those trees as well. We're going to be on the side of a slope, but better than being in the rough. It's a par 4, not necessarily guaranteed to score here. Big slope. I want to make sure we're on this on the left of the hole because we have bunker on the right. And too far to the right, it doesn't look too good. If you end up being long, it's going to go down those slopes in not a pretty place. Ooh, but I slow it. So that would have been really good with a perfect. It had the right line and everything. But c'est la vie. We move on. Almost a disaster. Got a little lucky. Got a little lucky. But I'm not practice swinging and stuff, so I'm going to miss tempos. Light wind in the face, I'm going to take off a little more power because it's downhill. Or not power, but distance with loft. Tree on the left, so you do need to be careful not to fast it or something into that tree. I feel like this is a pretty good spot. Good shot. Maybe over aimed. It was a pitching wedge. Pitching wedge don't get affected by wind that much, but looks good. Beautiful. Nice flat putt over there. Here we go. How much are you willing to risk? You can lay up a little bit if you want. You lay up and make sure you land in the fairway, you should be good unless you like super fast it or super slow it. But you're trying to avoid the water. So how much risk are you willing to take? We get a perfect. It's beautiful. All right. Again, the more right you are, the more it's going to kick you out this way. On this hole, at least you have, like, at least this, it's not going to be over here if you miss it over here. So, at least if you're down here, it will stop and you'll have an uphill putt that's fairly straight, honestly. So it's not too terrible if you aim, like, let's say here, and it does die and it gets to down here. You're in a pretty good spot. You hit it here and it just trickles over here, you're good. The problems are, if you hit right here, it's going to kick really hard to the right. And if you're long, it's going to be a trickier putt. So, pick your poison. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of shape into this. See if I can bring it back to the left. A little too slow, I think. And we end up roughly where I said, like, hey, if you hit it on that slope, you're going to have an uphill putt, and it's not too terrible, at least. There could be worse things. You could be in the rough on the downhill slope over there by those trees where it'll be impossible to stop the ball. So middle of the green here is probably a solid play. It's definitely a good safe play. You're going to have a chance of getting that eagle. It's not a bad putt. Beautiful. We move on. Bunker on the right. Also very short distance and down hill elevation. So what are you willing to do? I'm going to lay up with a little bit with the hybrid. It's still going to go 3 wood / driver distance though because of the downhill. The bounce, as you can see, 289 still. 142 in. It's pretty nice. Downhill slope, if you're short, you better have some spin on it or else it's going to bounce and roll out. So again, one of those pick your poisons type deals. Do you want to make sure you're long enough so you don't have to deal with this downhill slope, or are you willing to put in some spin like I just did? Hit the slope. but still be good. You can go either way. You can go pin high and pin seeking and have like a 10-foot putt from behind the hole, or you can do what I did, play it a little shorter, but have the spin to stop the ball. Oh, where did that fast come from? Did not feel that fast. We're in trouble. You have a tree on this left. Again, this is a shorter hole. You can lay up a little bit more than I just did. But I'm gonna see what I can do here. It depends on what kind of lie I get out of the percentage because it's such a large range. Let's see what we got. We got higher end range. I'm glad I put in that loft and spin. Slope here should protect you from going too far. And there's a chance it comes back down. If I wasn't out of the rough, it might have came down a little bit, and I would have been having a good shot. You end on a par 5. Water on the right shouldn't be in play. So just hit it, get into this fairway, avoid that tree, and you shouldn't have a problem with the tree, unless you shape it, unless you fade it for some reason, or super fast it. Big slope protecting this in front. You're gonna have to risk it if you want to go for the biscuit. You can play out here. Like if you land here, you're gonna have a putt from around here. And it's a bit tricky. It's a lot of break and a bit uphill. But if you risk it and you go aim for... Oh, excuse me. Jeez. If you aim for kind of right here, it will kill the ball. And it should go to like here-ish. And that would be beautiful. So that's what we're gonna attempt to do. Hit the top of the slope. Hit it a little fast so it stays left, but crucially, we are on the right level at least. So it's a tough putt, but it is what it is. Break, break, break. Oh, great shot. Great attempt. Shank it into the hole. And that is your CC preview for the week. Thank you all for watching. It's been a tough week. I got 5 weeks left of in-person training, in which I have to commute 3 hours a day during the week. So it's killing me. So there will be a lack of content. I will get these CC videos up though. I will be streaming on Twitch tonight, so come check us out, twitch.tv/karacakes, to come watch me play the CC rounds live. I will also have VODs up if you want to watch over there. So give us a follow, like, comment, subscribe over here as well. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful week in your TGC Tour rounds. Thank you. Love you guys. Mean it. Mwah. Karacakes signing out. Peace.